Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, everybody. Big Dipper is booked and blessed, and by that I mean he booked himself an appointment for acupuncture. So I'm doing the cold open alone today. This week on the episode, we have the hilarious, the funny comedian, writer, performer. Does he perform? It's Matt Bellassai, and we get into it with him. We talk about cum in jars. We talk about what we love to complain about. We talk about the Gap, baby. Get into it. Enjoy this episode. Oh my God, I didn't even ask him if he liked Wicked.
Forever. Dog.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom,
you end up with us.
sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Or email sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show.
I kind of
Can you
wanted
feel
to
my vegan pussy? Can you feel my vegan cunt? Can you feel my vegan
What is the
pussy?
origin of
Can you
that?
feel my vegan cunt? No, it's can you feel my vegan pussy? My vegan cunt. Can you feel my vegan? Ow, make me feel the vegan. Ooh. It is from apparently Azalea Banks's Instagram story one day. She was singing that, and then it got really popular on TikTok. But before it really blew up, I had been listening to it, and I had Pinche, Bitch Pudding, and Meg over, and I just kept singing that, and they were like, I haven't heard it, and then it got stuck in their head, and now anytime they think of it, it's because of me.
Well, I want to talk to our guest about their food lifestyle. So maybe we can do that.
So now we're introducing the writer, comedian, podcast host, Matt Bellassai.
What up?
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Thanks for being
Good
here.
morning. It is 2 p.m. here on the East Coast, but
Oh.
I basically just woke up. This is like you're getting fresh out the bed, Matt. This is
Really?
This is still like drinking coffee, Matt.
Do
On
you
a Tuesday?
Yeah.
do you sleep to that hour in a very regular?
Not normally.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What were you
What
up to?
was it last night that made you stay in?
I went out on a school night last night, and ill-advised because I'm suffering today. But yeah, I don't know if I just want to launch into my life.
Let's
I'm
launch.
like direct.
Go,
I'm just
let's
going
launch.
directly.
Wanna hear.
It's like a therapy session.
Yeah,
I'm just like
perfect.
no introductions. We have to save time and money by me just launching right into my life.
Yes.
I joined a gay kickball league that ended
you better work,
yesterday.
bitch. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. Listen, I fully understand what comes from a gay kickball league, which is shame.
Oh, not a lot of
also-
locker room antics? A lot of towel whipping?
I expected a lot more of that and also a lot more drinking. But these bitches play kickball. I showed up on the first day fully expecting everybody to just kind of be like, we're just here as a joke, right?
Right.
But no, they were there to play kickball. So I was clearly the worst one on the team.
Were you a big
But
sports
yesterday,
kid?
no, not at all. I don't know what drove me to this point in my life where I was like, you know what I should do with my Monday nights? Play kickball with a bunch of other homos. But I did.
We listen.
We know what it
This
is.
happens to a lot of people at a certain age. Were you getting lonely? Were you looking for more purpose in your life?
Wow.
Were you?
I was feeling very purposeless, and I thought, you know what will give my life meaning?
A rubber ball that you could kick around with your feet.
Yeah, an elementary school sport. Yeah, no, it definitely was an element of that. Like, after the last year of spending so much time inside by myself, I was like, honestly, any excuse to get out, meet more people, like, move around. It's the summer. Everyone's going crazy. So it was a lot of fun. And yesterday was our last game, and it's a Monday night, and the game is at like 7:30, and then afterwards, everyone goes to a bar. And usually it's like, okay, you'll have one drink, which at a gay bar is like,
Impossible.
you know, a half a bottle, a half a fifth. And we went a little harder because it was the last game. So I'm suffering
you're feeling
a little
it.
bit.
You're feeling your vegan. No, you're feeling your hungover pussy, hungover
Yeah.
cunt. Matt, you have created a career for yourself that started linked to alcohol. Here you are talking about alcohol again. When did you discover that you were a booze hound and that
We're
you like
an
to drink
alcoholic.
and that you were 90%
Is
alcohol?
this an intervention?
Yeah. No, okay. So a lot of our listeners will know you from many iterations of your web presence, which, we'll sort of walk through each of them. But essentially,
Yeah.
the most viral moment that created your career was a series you did at BuzzFeed called Wine About It, where you would drink a bottle of wine in one glass in the classy way and talk shit at your desk. And so, were you always a wine lover? I'm fascinated by people who like wine.
So I've actually been pretty open about the fact that I hate wine and that
drag us for failure to research.
No. I feel like I'll mention it on the sly, but it's also like not something I try to hide either. Right. It's just like, especially in those videos and any other video where I've been drinking wine, like I'm chugging it. I'm not like enjoying a glass of wine. I'm literally downing 750 milliliters. So it's not like an enjoyable experience. Also, I don't know enough about wine to get the like good wine. So I was drinking absolute shit.
Oh, you got to watch the movie Sideways.
I just love that you were able to do that just like in BuzzFeed. Like you were just at the office drunk and then you're like, I guess I got to Uber home. Like what was that?
It was definitely, I mean, the good news was, and we joked about this a lot because I still live in New York. I lived in New York when we were and worked in New York when we filmed. So, I would get on the subway, but usually it was like the rest of my coworkers like kind of just shoving me down the subway staircase and hoping for the best. I hope I showed up the next day.
Well, it really was a solid hack to get drunk at work.
I mean, yeah, I kind of wonder if it's like a different era. I don't know if anyone could do that anymore. Now I'm pretty sure there were like multiple HR bylaws that I violated. But there like wasn't HR at the time. It was early enough in BuzzFeed history where like, HR was just kind of a box in the corner of the room that you wrote a complaint on and put it in the little thing.
And that's like classic BuzzFeed lore. That HR was a box in the corner. I did the most. I like to do the most. Right, exactly. No, I like to do the most random research when we have a guest on. And I watched your interview that you did with Gayle King on CBS.
Oh my God,
morning news. Yeah. What was that? A decade ago? Like from forever ago that you probably don't identify with at all. But my favorite moment was they were like, "This is such a great idea," and you were like, "Yeah, I just pitched it because I figure everyone drinks at work, right? And why not get paid to do it?" And none of them got the joke, and they were all just like they like looked. Who was on the panel with Gayle? Fucking Charlie.
It was Charlie Rose. May he rest in peace.
And he had his arms folded the whole time. Did he not?
He did. He was not.
Like he was not feeling it.
All.
Yeah.
I remember also because that was also like the first TV interview I did. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no concept of like what was being shown on the screen. And I made some joke about not having pants on. And Charlie Rose was like, well, we see you're wearing pants. And I was like, thank you, Charlie Rose.
Comedy icon
Alleged
Charlie Rose.
sexual harasser Charlie Rose. Thank you for clarifying that I have pants on.
Oh
my
Right, that
God.
was him. I don't want to slander a old white man for no reason.
Drag.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Drag
then
him.
Fact check for the edit.
Yeah.
So you left BuzzFeed. Were you part of like that mass, like when everyone left and made a YouTube video explaining their exit?
Well, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I did kind of start that trend.
Go
I cut and run before the mass exodus. I feel like I was kind of the first one to leave. And then, I mean, like, long story short, I was sort of like like my videos had blown up and they were still like unsure of what to do with people like that. But we were like hourly employed, we were just like a regular editor who now suddenly had a video thing.
Right.
And so they like tried to put together some deal that they could apply to everybody. And I was like, this sucks. It doesn't make sense for me to stay here. And then I left. And then they started trying to get better with everybody else. And they didn't. So then everybody started leaving at once.
Oh my God.
And that's when the Why I Left BuzzFeed video started. But I left too early for a Why I Left BuzzFeed video.
But you left
that trend didn't start until after.
But you left at a perfect time to sort of pivot and take ownership over what you were doing there, which I think was like, it's such a challenging thing as a creative person, because when a company can come in, like I not sitting here just to like fucking, praise our podcast network, but I love the network that we work with because we have creative control. It feels like our content, and they feel like partners that help distribute the content. You know what I mean? And that's like the best possible way. And as creatives, oftentimes you find yourself and you're like, wait, this is my total and complete brainchild. The videos are getting so much traction on the internet, and I'm cashing my regular same paycheck, but there's somehow, and I don't own any of it. Like, what happened? So when you left, you were able to sort of pivot that to your own show, and then your podcast, and then a book.
Yeah. No, that was definitely part of the calculation. It was like the way that they were thinking about it at the time. This is a little insidery, but it's like,
Ooh.
I just mean like not goss. It more just like I don't know if this is interesting to anybody.
Just tell it, let us know. Come
let
on.
us have it.
But
Our listeners love the insider shit.
They thought of it like the old Hollywood studio system, which is basically like, I don't know, they fucking like owned Judy Garland.
Yeah.
Like they had her in a cage and they forced her to like marry gay men. And sure, we got Liza Minnelli out of it, but there was problems.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time it was like, okay, you're sort of trying to be like, you're sort of here and you're under this umbrella and everything you do is part of this kind of family.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you want to own me like a Judy Garland situation, you got to pay me like a Judy Garland situation. Do you know what I mean?
Or at least give you some amphetamines. Sorry,
Exactly.
Was that too dark?
No, that was
that too dark?
Honestly, not to harken back to last night, but I was talking with someone who fully had no idea who Liza Minnelli was, and I just need to take a moment because it was so jarring.
Wait,
he was like, I don't know who that is. Is she an activist? And I was like,
what? This was a
I'm
child,
gonna
right?
break
Like
my
a
own neck.
22-year-old.
Wait, was this someone on your team? Because I understand
This
like
was
a
a
20-year-old.
34-year-old man, grown man, homosexual in a gay bar in New York City.
That's where
Liza Minnelli
Murder.
lies.
lies. He was just flirting. That was his way to flirt. He was like, if I act dumb.
He was like, maybe you could take me back and show me some reference materials.
And then you take him back to your house and play
He wanted
Judy.
you to put your dick in his butt.
It's possible. It didn't work because I was so incensed.
Well, listen, let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to hear more about the history of Liza Minnelli. Do you want to improve your sleep? Well, listen up and get a Helix.
Whether you sleep on your side, your back, your stomach, Helix makes premium mattresses that are designed to fit your specific sleep style.
You know, now that it's spring, why not upgrade your sleep game and get a Helix mattress?
And you know what?
What?
I can guarantee you that they have a mattress for you with over 20 different styles and models for you to sleep on. I love sleep. I can't get enough of it.
And I love my Helix mattress. So ever since I got the big and tall, I know we go on and on about it, but it's a perfect fit for me. I haven't had a mattress before that I was able to select a model from, and I'm so happy I got to do that with Helix.
And I, too, have the big and tall model, and it's perfect for my big and tall body. I loved it so much, I got a second one from a guest room.
True.
Yes, baby. And the people are sleeping great in there when they eventually do sleep in there.
Best of all, Helix delivers right to your door with free shipping in the US, and you can get a 120-night sleep trial to make sure that it's right for you.
You also get peace of mind because Helix mattresses are backed by a limited lifetime warranty and have been recognized by experts at places like Forbes and Wired. And me. I am a sleep expert too.
Period. Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy to get up to 27% off site-wide during their Memorial Day sale.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy and make sure you enter sloppy seconds after checkout so that they know that we sent you.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
Get yourself a Helix.
We all have days when we want to eat well, but just don't have the time or the energy to plan, shop, and cook.
That's exactly where Factor comes in. They deliver fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs right to your door.
With Factor, you can stay on track with your nutrition goals, whether that's high protein, balanced meals, or overall wellness, without any extra effort.
The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes, which makes it easy to fit into your routine.
You know, I love coming home after a long day and having a tasty and filling Factor meal. It's waiting for me, and I don't have to worry about shopping. It's quick and easy, and one less thing I need to think about when I get home.
You know, I'm feral for fish right now, and I always get my fix with Factor. I recently had their scampi-styled shrimp and salmon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
So get Factor today and start enjoying delicious and nutritious meals.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50off and use code sloppyseconds50off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only, while supplies last until September 27th, 26. See website for more details.
That's factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50, like the number, off. Sloppy Seconds 50 off. Okay, something about me. I love shopping. If you love shopping too, you have to check out Rakuten.
And all you have to do is shop, 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 shop. And with Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy.
Exactly.
Shop.
Homeware, daily essentials, jeans. We're talking eBay, CVS, and even Levi's.
Ooh, so I can buy a vintage couch, tons of paper towels, and grab a new pair of jeans and still get cash back.
And that's not all. You can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
But Big Dipper, how does this magic work?
Well, I'll tell you. Rakuten is paid by partner stores to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to you, the member.
Rakuten is so real for that.
Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. Don't you want to become one of them?
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app and start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today.
Literally, I could complain about the internet company forever.
What is your
'Cause it
favorite
is,
thing
they
to
all-
complain about? What is your absolute favorite thing to complain about in New York City?
Well, now it's the internet because that's what's on my mind. But
It should just be free everywhere and high speed constantly. What's going on?
It honestly is ridiculous. There needs to be more choice. I don't understand. I'm advocating for capitalism here. Why isn't it working?
Whoa.
Take.
This is a QAnon podcast, my friend.
Yeah. You didn't know, but we are deep in the queue over here.
Honestly, I would be fully happy with a socialist internet if it worked at this point. This is my
I feel like a socialist
complaint.
internet, in theory, would work better than a capitalist internet.
I guess that, like, right now, what I have is capitalist internet, and it's failing me.
See,
But I would
your
love
argument
more
in the foot.
choice.
Yeah,
Because I have exactly. Basically, what I'm saying is I don't know what I'm talking about, and I only know the buzzwords. Which is fine.
Same.
It's fine.
Perfect.
I'm not trying to impress anybody with my Econ 101 knowledge. I do sadly have a full political science degree and a journalism degree. Well, I have a journalism degree, and I majored in political science. It was a
Where?
double major.
at Northwestern.
So
I am
basically, I don't
from-
know what I'm talking about.
I am from Evanston. That's my hometown,
No
born and
way.
raised. Yes.
Yeah, classic north suburb, 24-hour Burger King.
Uh-huh.
Th-
Where
those
would
are
you
the
go
highlights.
in downtown Evanston when you were in college? Because we thought of the 24-hour Burger King as a high school hangout.
Okay, drag me. 10 years later, I'm still getting dragged.
No, but I think it was also
What,
a
was there no
college hangout.
Target?
Not a 24. No, there wasn't. I remember when they built the Target.
Well, honestly, the 24-hour Burger King was the closest
Yes.
fast food
Yes.
joint to where I was most of the time. And it was open all night. So it was
Yeah.
like I ended up there more often than not.
And if you went to
And they
Clark's,
had a bouncer.
they did have a bouncer.
Clark's.
What?
The Burger King had a full bouncer with like a nightstick.
Oh,
He did
no.
nothing.
Well,
he did
the
absolutely. I
whole
don't think he
point
ever
was-
used that stick.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point was
To
to make
deter.
it clear that you were there to buy something and not just to loiter and hang out.
Oh.
And that was his job.
Right.
But the sort of
What-
the two late night options were that Burger King or Clark's Diner, which was right next door. There was like decent
Right.
diner food, but the service was always like, "Are you ready to sit down and then wait 90 minutes for your burger?"
Yeah, it was also the place where like everyone took their parents when their parents were visiting. And so if you went before, I don't know, 8 p.m. on a weekend, there was no way you were being sat within, 3 hours.
Right.
Oh my
It was a
goodness.
mess. But they did have great omelets. Great omelets.
They did do
you
a good
love
breakfast.
an omelet now? Do you love I mean, I know that you've done a weight loss transformation. So what are
Oh,
we doing
yeah,
here?
let's talk about
What's
that.
going on? Because I had listened to you on a bunch of different podcasts and I had watched your videos, but just the other day I finally went and looked at your Instagram and you're trade now. What happened?
No, Meatball, before
if
we
I'm
get into
that
Matt's
far.
response to this, we need to unpack that fat phobic statement you just said, Meatball. You're trade now. You can be fat and trade.
Yeah.
Sure,
Sorry.
sure.
I guess
right.
I used the wrong
Always
language.
trade.
We thought you were one of us.
You're doing.
That's
yeah,
what
I thought you
Meatball
were
was
one of
trying to
us,
say.
bitch. No, you're
Fine, I
doing
understand
thirst
if you want to
traps now.
uninvite me halfway through the
You're doing thirst traps, which is new for you.
Yeah, we saw the underwear pic, the hairy
That
chesticles
is
all
true.
out.
That has been a new development. Yeah. No, honestly, I'm still kind of finding the language to talk about it because it is like I'm also very careful. I never post like before and after pictures.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I want to this is what I look like at the moment, and I'll be proud of whatever it is in the moment. It's not like this is what I look like now versus at any other point. So I try to be very particular about that. But yeah, I got a trainer. It's boring. People ask me like, what did you do? And
You're like, diet
it's
and
never a
exercise.
fun answer. It's never like, I don't know, I got hooked on meth. It's
I
like,
got a
yeah,
BBL.
I got a trainer.
I got a BBL. Wait, let's get back to complaining.
Oh, okay, complaining.
No, what? I mean, you complain on your show, do you not? You complain in daily life.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, that is all about. I'm the complaining queen. That's what I do.
What?
And is that how you started the Unhappy Hour podcast? Because you wanted to get on there and just complain for an hour?
That is honestly everything. Like when I first did Whine About It, which now was 6 years ago.
Oh Lord,
5 years ago.
Isn't that wild?
it's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, at the last year and a half doesn't count, so I time means nothing to me. It's very hard to put the last 10 years into any context. But yeah, that web series started just because the pun was funny.
Sure.
Whine about it. Okay, I can complain about stuff and drink wine. And then I guess I was like, all right, well, I guess I complain now. That's my thing. So when I left BuzzFeed, then I started Unhappy Hour, and it was along that same theme of, having a beverage, complaining about stuff, having guests to complain. Yeah.
Meatball's a good
All in the
complainer
same-
too.
I love to complain. One of my favorite things. in the
Meatball
world.
complains a
I
lot
feel like
about
it's
customer
therapeutic.
service. Is that something
Yeah.
that you're into?
Do you like being treated like shit when you go out somewhere? Do you like having to ask them a question like, "Excuse me, are you paying attention to me?" while they're supposed to be servicing you?
I've been on both sides of the customer service tables, so I know I like to have some kind of empathy for people who are making $6 an hour and putting up with assholes all day.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
I give people the benefit of the doubt. I give people a couple of strikes, but at a certain point, I do lose my shit.
To
Good.
me, it's always when they're dumb. That's the
No,
thing. It's like,
that they can't help that.
but if they're,
No, it's when they're rude. That's when it gets me.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
I've
You're
always- Yeah, even then, I maybe I'm too nice sometimes, which is kind of, I guess, ironic given that I'm professionally an asshole, but maybe I veer so far in my personal life where I'm just like, you know what? I probably deserve to be yelled at. You're having a bad day. You can treat me like an ass.
Well, this brings up an interesting point. We had Lacey Mosley on the show, and she recounted having a horrible massage, but then tipping 30%.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend was going to pay for the massage. Her friend was treating them, but then Lacey stepped in, paid for both, and tipped both because she wanted to complain about the whole experience top to bottom. And she was like, I won't feel like I have the ground to stand on to complain unless I pay for everything. Everyone is well taken care of, and now I get to pop off and say whatever I want. So I understand that being nice in someone's face and then walking out and being like, what a fool.
Yeah.
What an imbecile. Why would you do why would you do it that way?
It gets me in trouble, not personal trouble, but see, my problem is whenever if I'm going to the Gap to return something, famously where I do all of my shopping, the Gap.
Fall into the Gap.
And whenever I'm returning something and I know I don't know, it's past the day or the time or the tags aren't on it. I did this once in the guy I was returning it to was here in New York, and he was like, "You're not from around here, are you?" And I was like, "No, I'm from Chicago. Why?" And he was like, "Because you're being so nice about this, and I'm not used to that." He fully expects people to come in fucking raging, and I was like, but that's the problem is that's what they pay attention to. That's people respond to people who are raging. And I'm like, can we just skip the part where I have to be a raging bitch and you treat me like that, but I just am nice? That's all I want. I want people to respect me like I'm a raging bitch without me having to put in the effort.
Absolutely. Well, I actually, when I used to work at J. Crew in Soho, the people that would try to return stuff and would be yelling at us, we would not take it. We'd be like, sorry, we can tell that you wore it.
See?
And the person was like, I didn't. The tags are on it. And like the manager would be like, no. But it was like the nice people that came in, we would bend over backwards. I would be like, yeah, I could tell that these have been worn in, but who cares? Get your money back. Get out of here.
I see the deodorant stains, the stretched out collar.
I just imagine
it smells like cologne and booze.
I just imagine you wearing 2 polos with both of the collars
They
popped
would
up.
not allow us to wear. That was not the fashion of the 2008. It was about the cashmere sweaters and the gingham button-downs.
Mm-hmm.
And the dark denim jeans with the Japanese selvage denim. You know what I'm talking about. They had them at the Gap, too.
Yeah, true.
The Gap, J. Crew, and Old Navy and Banana Republic are all the same company.
All the same.
When you're
And
not
Athletica.
complaining, what do you like to do? What do you enjoy? What are the things that you enjoy doing? Kickball.
What do I enjoy? I honestly feel like the most boring person alive after the last year. The question I have started to dread the most from people is, what did you do this weekend? Because I'm like, nothing. Do you know what when people are like, oh, what did you do? My answer is like, I watched all of Netflix. Like I caught up on everything. It's not how many episodes did you like. I measure what I'm watching in terms of how many like entire series I can watch in one weekend.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm painting a great picture of myself, but I do watch a lot of TV.
That's good. Well, did you watch White Lotus? Because I got some
I did
statements
watch
I'd like
White
to-
Lotus.
When he was eating that butt, he was up too high,
Mhm.
right?
He
Fully
wasn't
vertical. Yeah.
He wasn't
He was
in
like
it.
licking the top of his
No.
of his
You
crack.
have to lift the cheeks and then
Right.
your neck should in that
He should have
configuration.
been like this.
Your neck should be squished because you're like
Right, Matt?
you've lifted
Why
and
don't
you've
you
gone
show us what it
underneath
would look like,
yeah,
Matt?
Tell us with
Why don't
great
you
detail
mime it
how
out
that
for us?
feels.
We're not recording.
Well, because people are listening to this, I have to describe it in vivid detail. So, right, you're underneath. Your tongue is fully. Your mouth is parallel with the sky. Right.
Parallel with the sky. Yes.
Yeah.
And
He
your
definitely
vertebra,
was-
your neck is crunched.
Exactly. Yeah. You're giving yourself permanent spinal damage.
Yeah,
God,
you're gonna have
I
a
was
hard time.
unclear
Yeah,
if he
go
was
ahead.
sort of like retreating from it, but it didn't. He was definitely licking it like you would lick like an ice cream cone that you're trying not to drop.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. There was a weird energy.
I want to know what the modesty panel looked like for that scene. Like, do you think they
was probably just
wore like a sticker? Like a
Yeah.
okay, imagine a Band-Aid, but maybe less adhesive in like a circular motion or a circular shape that covers both the butthole, but then like a little bit of the inside cheek, and then it like comes up under through. I feel like they make structured
Yeah.
Yeah, they
things
do.
like that
Prosthetics and
for
stuff to cover it.
women to wear with like dresses that have open hips that like cover their genitals but don't have a wraparound band on the
Yeah.
thong.
They make those and they're
That
like
must
sticky.
have been why. That must have been why he was only licking like the crest of the crack.
The crest of the crack. Because do you think on a set like that, it's not allowed for them to just both be naked and
No,
just be
it's
like,
not.
we'll just do that?
No, they usually put the guy in like what they call a cock sock, which like covers the penile area, but like the man's asshole can be out, no one cares. But a woman, they cover everything. And there's usually a intimacy coach on set to make sure that everything is like kosher and everyone's
Yeah.
comfortable.
I went to school for theater, and I'm not trained in this at all, but there was like I was directing a scene in theater for my directing class.
Were you in
and-
theater?
Fuck off. And the
I
the
was
scene
not.
had like a ton of making out in it. And I remember thinking like, oh, I have to like really sort of walk them through this. And I remember just sort of coming up with my own process of like, okay, let's talk about the choreography. You're going to kiss here, then you're going to roll here, then you're going to do this, then this article of clothing comes up. And we did it for a while without even kissing. And then we did it like we sort of walked through it really in this like slow way. And I was thinking about it. I was like, God, I wonder if this ever actually happens out in the world. And then I started, reading a lot of articles about that job of intimacy coach as of late, and I think that's a really cool job.
Yeah,
because you want the sex to look buck wild, like people are having a good time.
absolutely.
Yeah, but also now, you have to, so that nobody gets sued.
Everything is. Yeah, you could get sued for just touching the wrong way or looking up a skirt.
Right.
Oh well, here's a
But
question. Do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'd read somewhere, and by this I mean like I saw a tweet and just assumed it was true.
Yeah. That's how we talk on the show. Don't
Welcome
worry.
to the QAnon podcast.
That the two actors in the ass eating scene in White Lotus, that it was their idea.
Yes.
Like they had that it was just supposed to be like them sort of vaguely, fucking or something, and then they were like, actually no, we're gonna do it would be more humiliating to walk in on them eating ass.
Yeah, I think it was the older gentleman who said it was like something along the. It was it'd be more jarring to see someone eating ass than it would be to walk in on two people fucking.
It literally makes the most sense to me for like an older gay guy and a younger gay guy who's like being sort of slightly, or who knows if he's gay, being slightly coerced into a sexual relationship with drugs, where the older guy's like, the goal here is that I get to eat your ass. That to me makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
But, different strokes. One final thing before we take a break. I'm curious about Steve Zahn's cock in the first
That was fake.
episode.
Those balls were fake. The balls were fake.
Isn't that crazy? That they do the whole prosthetic just to see this, like, just regular dick with, like, the balls didn't even look that swollen to me.
They looked like the balls that hang off the back of a truck. And they were just painted well.
I don't know. The idea of making like a full true to life human prosthetic dick is shout out to the person who achieved that dream.
Yeah. And a lot of those come from molds as well, which is wild. All right, let's take a break.
We'll be right back after this break.
Okay, we are back with People's Choice Award winner for Favorite Social Media Star 2016, Matt Bellassai.
True. It's on my shelf.
Feel?
What was that?
Who did you beat?
Like?
Tyler Oakley? You beat him out?
No. Frankie Grande was on that list, I recall. And then a few other like Vine stars at the time.
Oh my
R.I.P.
God, Vine.
Yeah.
You weren't up against Trisha Paytas?
No, I think this was before she was born. I don't know if she was, although she's been on YouTube forever.
She's been on YouTube for 15 years.
Yeah, before she was born.
That's true. But no, yeah, I don't think she was in that group. But it was wild because I won it, and then they during the awards ceremony accidentally gave it to the wrong person in the crowd, and so it was at once the like most amazing like crowning achievement of my time doing those videos, and then also the most humiliating experience.
So Frankie
ever,
Grande got his
in the
grubby
same
little hands on it.
No, although, so what happened was I was in the audience. They didn't give out all of the awards on stage. They gave out some of them just like, the less important ones. They were like, right. We'll come back from commercial and we'll just hand you it in the audience. So make sure you're in your seat. And so they told me before, they were like, okay, you got it. We're going to come in and hand it to you. And then right as the camera came on, the person just immediately forgot what I looked like and then gave it to the man sitting in front of me.
You're kidding.
Oh,
Who-
no.
Was a 50-year-old man who it turns out is just we look nothing alike. I would understand it if we looked kind of similar. No, we did not look anything alike. He was a fully different human being. And the camera guy, you could hear him being like, "You won, look excited." And this man is like, "What is happening? I don't know." Yeah, it was so confusing. And turns out that man is a celebrity vocal coach.
Oh.
He coaches Ariana Grande, ironically, and a number of other people. I'm forgetting his name, Eric something.
Did you reach forward and take what was rightfully yours?
It made its way to me, so I was able to take it home, but
What
it
does
was
that
all
mean?
over. If I remember, so the camera stopped on him, but the award, the trophy girl who was giving out the actual statue, she knew to give it to me, but the camera wasn't on me.
Got it.
So you see me in behind the guy, getting the award, but the guy in front of me was giving a thumbs up, and below him it said a winner, Matt Bellassai.
They really did
So
you
I got
dirty.
the statue. But yeah, he reached out to me. That man reached out to me the next day, and he managed to track me down. And he was like, "I feel really bad." And I was like, "It's not your fault. It's the cameraman's fault. We blame CBS Productions."
I want to talk to you about a quote that is on Wikipedia. Meatball?
Bellassai
Oh, no.
is gay. He attended a pride parade for the first time at age 19. He considers Honey Boo Boo and Ellen DeGeneres as LGBTQ icons. Would you like to explain?
Explain
is-
yourself,
Okay,
please.
I've
A pair.
clearly never looked at my own Wikipedia page because I need to issue a takedown notice. Wow. Okay, I do consider Honey Boo Boo an LGBT icon.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And that is the clarification I will make about that particular part of the Wikipedia page.
Boom, boom.
I did though. I didn't really come out until I was 20.
Wow.
And so I do think the first Pride Parade that I went to was it was definitely in Chicago. It was when I was in college, but I think it was pre coming out. I was like, I'm going as an ally,
Right.
and supporting the people.
I might be
Right.
interested
And then,
in supporting this
I
community.
fully knew. Right.
Right.
It was I had the sunglasses on and my eyes were firmly glued to every ass that was there. But
The Chicago
You know,
Pride
fair
Parade
enough.
is dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a wild pride parade
It's a
to go
big,
to for your
amazing
first
parade.
one.
Yeah.
Because my first one was in downtown Houston, and let me tell you, it was a lot of trucks with people in the beds dancing around. But Chicago, they got real floats going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I love, I've had the opportunity to tour around and play and perform at a lot of different Pride events. And it is so cool to be at small town Pride parades because there are so few, Citibank floats. There are so many more community groups. And I know from years of going to the parade in Chicago, I remember avoiding certain corners because the people were packed 8 deep back from the barricades and you couldn't even walk behind them. You were just inching your way through. It was just horrendously packed. And then to go to a small town and be able to see everyone, it's cool to sort of see all the different types of Pride celebration.
That reminds me, one time when I was in New York, it was Pride, and I was only hanging out with straight people at that point, and so none of us went. And that was the day that we all decided to go to Bed Bath & Beyond and get stuff for our apartments. So we had to cross the Pride Parade, and I was carrying shelving and all this stuff, and I could not get through the crowd of people. So we eventually found a street and just literally walked through the middle of the parade on the street. Just holding our Bed Bath & Beyond, and I was like, is this what being gay means now?
That really does. Honestly, going to Bed Bath & Beyond is gayer than at the
Super
actual
gay.
Pride Parade.
Super gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I a few years ago was I went to the Pride Parade in New York, and they have like all of these stages along the parade route.
Yeah.
And they have people who like announce the floats as they go by.
Yes.
And so I was one of the announcers, and it was
Ooh.
so exhausting because, yeah, there's so many floats. Every fucking corporation has their own float, and you have to say all of them as they go past.
Girl.
And it's fully, I was there for like 12 straight hours.
Oh my
Oh my God.
That takes a
And
lot
that
of
sounds
energy.
fun though to be a part of Pride instead of just attending it. Must have been such a fun thing.
It was nice to be on a platform where I didn't have to be like in a crowd.
In the mass.
Exactly. I had my own space, but
You
it
could
was
look at
still
butts
like
from
it was
afar.
exactly, yeah. But it was
Well,
also
listen.
I was wearing like jeans and a flannel shirt in the middle of summer, so
Oh.
that was a mistake on my part.
Celebrating
That's sweaty.
lesbian pride.
Exactly. I was showing my allyship in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've carried the story through from beginning to up to date. You're always an ally.
Exactly.
We like to end our show with a segment that we call Fuck
Fuck
Talk.
talk.
And in
Okay.
this segment, we talk pretty frankly about fucking. This is, this is up to you about how much you would like to share from your personal life. But we like to ask our guests to share an embarrassing, wild, crazy, memorable sexual experience in this moment. And I have a story that I can sort of set the tone with.
Ooh, this is gonna be a
first.
weird tone.
A few weeks ago, we were talking about the devil's dick. We were talking about people freezing cum in a condom and then using it as a dildo to fuck themselves, or creating sort of like storing loads of cum over a
Your
long
face right now.
I'm horrified. I mean, sure, I'm aware of these dark corners. But you know, they kind of trickle down into my awareness. I'm not trafficking in these areas.
Well,
Good.
yeah. I
Good.
use ways to go right through them every time. I recently saw a man who I have sort of been sucking his dick on and off for like 6 months, maybe even longer. And there's a certain level of dirty talk that happens, but we don't really get far beyond him sort of talking to me. And I've said before on this podcast, my favorite, like, I like people being verbal, but I don't like to be verbal back. I don't really have that skill to sort of be like, oh yeah, this fucking cock, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you say all that shit to me, I'll hear it. And so my go-to is to mumble when their dick is in my mouth, so I don't have to participate, but it sounds like I'm participating, right?
You're just feigning vocabulary.
Yeah, I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, you know. So he's, I'm sucking his dick, and he says like, "Oh, you like that dick?" And I'm going, "Rah." And then he's like, "Oh, you're my cum pig," and I'm like, "Rah." And he's like, "You want my load?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like obviously I'm sucking your dick. I want you to come in my mouth." And then he produces a jar, and he unscrews the lid of the jar.
No.
And he lowers it down and he holds it next to me, and I'm like, what? And he was like, do you know what that is? And I was like, no, because it was dark out. We were in his backyard outside under the stars, And
I don't like this.
he said, it's my loads from this week. And I was like,
No,
ooh.
no.
Now, here's the
I'm
thing.
calling it. I'm calling it. I'm gonna
Literally
throw up.
vomit.
Some people are into that, but to me, I like it. Uh-oh, Meatball's going. Meatball's going.
My stomach is turning.
I'm sorry.
like it.
I'll finish this very quickly. To me, I like it fresh from the tap. I like it a little bit warm. I like it only in the moment. I don't need the backlog that is like cold and been stored.
No.
So that was And I was like, no. And then afterwards he apologized and he was like, I probably should have asked you before I just meatball, don't do that.
But this is, you said this is someone that you have, this was not like the first encounter.
Correct. But we had never specifically had the conversation. Like dirty talk had often been, do you want my load? Do you want to suck my dick? Like, do you want me to come in your mouth? And it was always like, yes. But we had never sort of breached the moment of like, do you want me to store up a bunch of loads and keep them in a
do
jar?
You want these
and then
leftovers?
And then me to open this jar directly under your nose so you get a whiff of
brings
cold
out
cum.
Tupperware. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Meatball, don't do it. We can see you
Just
almost
stop.
vomiting. Okay. You're crying.
Yeah, it's gross. That's so gross to me. I'm sorry.
But there are some people who love it.
It's not something that should be stored. I think maybe it has like a 24-hour shelf life, but I'm not seeing it in the fridge. No thanks.
So I was a little thrown off, and then he was like, hey, sorry about that. And I was like, all good.
Well, I also, because see, my exposure to that is having been a person on the internet. I've spent a lot of time on the internet. I've seen some dark corners of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen people where it's like you have one item of clothing or one towel or rag that kind of gets all of it. But the idea of storing it in a container like that, where it is fully preserved in its original form, absolutely horrific to me.
That's a no. It gives me
Not
very
to
much
shame, but I am appalled. And yeah, I don't even know how to follow that.
Well,
I have nothing to top that for sure.
You have anything to bottom it? Come on, you guys. That was a decent joke.
It was a joke. Well, can you tell us,
got it.
maybe before we go, have you been hooking up during the pandemic, and what's that been like in New York?
Typically, I mean, especially following that, if you couldn't tell by the sheer horror in my voice, my gasps, I feel like I'm generally a pretty vanilla person.
Good
I'm sorry
for
to disappoint.
You. We need more
Everybody
of you.
who
Why is
expected
everyone
me-
out here trying to punch their dicks and choke on each other and strangle each
I'll
other?
defend
Why can't we
vanilla
just fuck
all
normal?
day. Right. You know, sometimes we just need a hole in a sheet that we're lying in between, you know?
Oh.
I'm doing it full biblically Jewish.
Yes.
Yes.
No, honestly, the last year and a half has been like relatively dry, shall we say?
Okay.
Oof.
Not a lot of cum jars in my recent history. I did go. I was sort of like on the dating apps over the last year and a half, but they were also very like mostly frustrating because it was like I like the process of like going on a date and getting to know somebody, and like you were sort of chatting with people, but everyone was like, well, we're probably not actually gonna like go. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go drink in the park. I did one of those situations, and he turned out to be a little crazy, which is
Fine.
you know, good for him. He went for it. This was someone we'd like matched on Tinder. We exchanged numbers the same day because we were like enjoying chatting with one another. And then out of nowhere, unannounced, he FaceTimed me.
No.
And that to me is like full psychotic behavior.
That's worse than the devil.
Like, if you're FaceTiming someone that you have never met, unannounced, the day you started talking, jail.
Jail, prison, honey. That's a mess.
And I still agreed to go on a date, and then
but did you answer the FaceTime?
unsurprisingly,
Yeah, how was the FaceTime chat?
I denied it like twice, and I texted and I was like, absolutely not. And then he did talk me, like finally he was like, just do it. And so this is where I have no self-control or ability to stand up. So I was like, fine, I'll fucking do it. And I answered the FaceTime. He was shit-faced, obviously. And it was fine. It was like, I think he was more embarrassed the next day that he had done that. But then when we went out, I was like, maybe you just have this kind of like pushy personality. And I'm like, there's some boundaries here that you don't seem to recognize. Namely, saying no to a FaceTime call. Anyway, it was,
I'm just thinking about
fine.
Every time I've received an unannounced FaceTime call, the guy's like jerking off and wants me to like talk to them while they come.
Well, honestly, that probably would have been better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we do something on our show, Matt, where we ask people if a certain behavior is gay or not. So we have a quick voicemail we're going to play, and we're going to get your vote before we let you go.
Before we let you go. Just, is it gay or not?
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm doing all my computer things.
Hi, Big Dipper and Meatball. My name is Jordan. I'm a first-time listener to you guys' podcast. I'm recently into drag queens. That might sound silly, but yeah, I heard about Meatball through Trixie Mattel, and then your guys' podcast showed up on my Spotify feed after listening to Trixie.
Trixie's doing the Lord's work.
Work algorithm. I do have
a question. Is it gay that I work at a coffee company, a really popular coffee company, and to decaf asshole customers? Is that gay? I'm just curious. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Now, this is full circle. We're talking about being nice as a customer.
Service.
What do we think? So when they say decaf a customer, that means someone comes in and they're like, I need 4-shot, I need my drink, and you give them decaf coffee.
That's gay. That's sassy gay behavior, in my opinion.
That is the type of passive-aggressive aggression that I am absolutely supportive of. So I will say that is gay. That is also my greatest fear at all times.
You gotta be nice to these baristas.
I have an irrational fear. This is maybe not interesting, but I remember BuzzFeed was the last office job that I had, and they had a coffee machine, and it was this very fancy coffee machine that had like a touch screen, and you had to you touch I want this one, and then there's the beans on top, and it grinds the beans and shits out your coffee. And there was one day that I noticed when I hit regular, the beans at the top that were marked decaf were the ones that were moving and coming out. And it was the most deranged email I've ever sent in my life. I sounded fully insane. I was like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but when I hit the regular button, I see the decaf beans are moving. Trying to explain that in an email makes you sound crazy. Yes. But I was like, we're being lied to, and they're giving us decaf coffee.
This coffee machine is gaslighting the entire office.
Oh my gosh.
So, as someone who feels like I've been on the receiving end of this type of gay passive aggression, I will say it is gay.
It is gay. You know what? And as we all learned in Paris is Burning, a faggot knows how to pull a stunt. So this to me is very gay as well.
Stunty. I think that's very gay.
So much, Matt, for being on Sloppy Seconds with us.
Thank you. I will now spend the rest of my day trying to shake the image of a jar full of semen.
It was just when I thought it was gone, it's back, you know?
It was definitely in an artisanal jar, and you know the artisanal ones that are shorter, that jam and jelly come in?
Oh, that's cute. You didn't say that before.
Wait,
so
but
now my
change your
opinion
full
has changed.
Do you think he bought the jar himself empty, or was it used for jam that he then emptied out and put his own jammies in?
I don't know him. I don't know him well enough to answer that question. Meatball, hit us with the outro.
Thank you so much for listening to Sloppy Seconds. You can follow us on Instagram at SloppyPod. You can send us an email to sloppysecondspod@gmail.com, or call in with your fuck talk story or just advice or is it gay to 213-536-9180. You can follow us on Instagram at Big Dipper Jelly and Spiciest Meatball, or follow me on Twitter at FatJagMeatball. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which come out every Tuesday and Friday.
And make sure to check out Matt's podcast, The Unhappy Hour. You also run a Patreon. You have amazing guests. So you're churning out content left, right, and center.
And get the book, Everything is Awful.
The book is still available, right? Everywhere? Amazon?
All of the above. Yeah.
Amazing.
There's an
And if you're
audiobook
looking
too, if you hate to read.
Ooh, that's me.
And if you are looking for a little thirst trapper, you can find Matt on Instagram too.
Mama, she's serving
That is
meats.
true.
She's serving meats. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you so
your
much,
hangover.
Matt.
Thank you.
Doodle-a-doo-doo, forever dog. To listen to Sloppy Seconds ad-free and one day early, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcast.com/plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Forever Dog and Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball, music, editing, and sound design by William Pitt.
Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Joe Cilio, Brett Boehm, and Alex Ramsey.
Our artwork was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.